Hi, everyone. Good day. Good to be with you again. This is episode 3 of Mic'd Up. I'm Michael Bernard. I'm the VP and Chief Tax Officer at Vertex Inc. in King of Prussia, PA. Going to talk to you a little bit today about local sales and use tax rates here in the US. And I have a report that I want to reference to you. And then I'm going to give you some reasons about why rates continue to climb or why the locals continue to implement sales and use tax rates. First and foremost, there is a report out there that you can find on Vertex Inc. And all you need to do is go to the website and type in 2024 Rates and Rules Report, and it will pull up about a 7-page document which will lay out what kinds of changes have actually been implemented the first 6 months of 2024. Now, again, I'm referring to local sales and use tax rates, so not the state rates. I'm talking about cities, counties, and then districts. And districts, when we normally refer to them, we're talking about police districts, fire districts, utility districts, or park districts. Okay. And there's two things in that report that I will call out. First and foremost is that there was almost another record number of rate increases that cities actually implemented so far in 2024. And there was also almost another 10-year high so far of districts that actually implemented a sales tax. So cities increasing their sales tax by a factor of almost 12 to 1 over decreases. And then the districts actually implementing a near 10 record high on actual rates, on actually implementing the sales tax. Now, there's really kind of four reasons for why this is continuing and why it will continue to be so in the near future. When I say the near future, particularly over the next couple of years. First and foremost, as we mentioned in one of our earlier webcasts, is that debt continues to be an unattractive instrument for locals to actually issue debt and pay on debt. Debt is much more expensive today than it was, say, just a couple of years ago. So rather than doing that, they would just as soon increase their sales and use tax. The second thing is that inflation continues to affect them just like it affects us. So whether they're paying their employees or they're buying office supplies, or they're buying other things that they need to actually run their services at their local level, inflation continue to eat away at these costs and continue to increase these costs. So they actually have to have a sales and use tax rate increase or implement one. The third thing that I want to mention, and it's not so prevalent, and it hasn't gotten a lot of news, but back in 2021 at the federal level, there was an act that was passed called AARPA, the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021. And it actually released $350 billion. That's right, $350 billion to locals, particularly cities, to help them with pandemic relief. And so all of those payments have been going on the last couple of years. And actually, those payments are actually going to stop come the end of 2024. So a lot of the local folks know that is going to happen. And so this is a time when you're going to see could probably continue implemented new jurisdictions actually coming on with sales tax rates, or they're actually increasing their rates. So that will continue. And then the fourth reason that you're continuing to see these kinds of trends is because administratively, it is very, very efficient for the locals to pass these sales and use tax rates. One is there's very little public debate around it. Normally no ballot initiatives to challenge it. So that's one thing. And the second thing is they can actually tag along and have the states actually audit taxpayers who are responsible for collecting these taxes. And they don't have to have a separate audit division to do that. So that's kind of really a great thing for them. There's two other things that I want to mention that are really important. One deals with the actual sales and use tax base that actually the sales and use tax is actually imposed upon. Generally, a transaction tax or sales and use tax base should be on a broad set of services and tangible personal property at a very low rate. And what you've seen in this country is the very opposite that's happened over the last 60 years. Today, the sales and use tax base is actually the smallest it's been over that 60-year period. And that's why you can continue to see rates climb, particularly at the local level, because the base is actually shrinking. The last thing I also want to point out too is the proliferation of fees. I think most of you know, you go into a grocery store, generally you'll see a bag fee imposed, or if you buy tires, you'll see that, or if you purchase a mattress. Those types of fees, including neighborhood fees like port fees, are going to continue to proliferate. So just for us at Vertex, Just a couple years ago, there were 400 or so fee impositions that we were actually supporting. Today, we support almost 1,400. I'm going to talk about fees probably in the next webcast. So there's a number of things that are kind of happening at the local levels. You're going to see these things continue to raise, and you're going to continue to see record sales and use tax rates. So now, given all that, you're all mic'd up. Thank you so much.